Portman terraces are 7 terrace houses and they're 4 stories each. They have an elevated ground floor, and above that is a series of bedroom spaces over 2 levels and a flexible top floor space. And they're a modern interpretation of a Victorian terrace house. And what you see with terrace houses is often a series of vertical buildings with blade walls between. So we adopted that format, and in making it modern, we acknowledge that it's a sloping site. We elevated those blades to be much more than just a simple blade wall between the terraces and gave it structure and architecture. And for that we used a very beautiful curved brick that kind of comes together almost like a butterfly between each terrace. And this building, in 4.5 stories above the street, sort of does that transition really well. Bathrooms can be very challenging to design, and for this bathroom in particular, we were seeking to make something that was very elegant and streamlined, with real focus on the materials in the space and the composition and shapes of the room. So our focus was to take your attention away from the fixtures and fittings and look more towards the materials and the forms that are in the space. These bathrooms feature matte white fixtures and finishes throughout, and I've always loved matte white finishes. I prefer them to glossy all the time. But how they work well in this room is they seem to complement the wall finishes and the tiles that we've used in the space. So they become similar in their matte surface, and they complement the corrugated porcelain tiles on the walls extremely well. I find that the matte finish diminishes more, and by that I mean that it becomes more recessive in the composition of materials and forms in the space, and I like that diminished quality. I also feel that the matte finish feels a bit velvety, feels more handmade, it's more unusual, and I'm really drawn to that. Now that the project's finished, I love seeing how it's blended so well with the neighbouring buildings. It's a brand new building, but it feels as though it's always been here. There's a sense of belonging. I think that some of that's due to using local materials like brick and starting to relate back to the buildings of the area, and some of it's also due to the ratio of glass to solid, which we've deliberately tried to make stronger towards the solid. I feel like there's too many glassy buildings in the world and we don't need any more of those. The design of the building as a process for us commenced with internal planning, and what we did before we thought about the shape and form of the building at all was to make a beautiful functional floor plan. By that I mean we have to put everything in the right place at the right size and make sure that the flow and circulation between those elements works really well. That means that the living spaces need to be on the north, where you receive the sunlight. It means that we want to bring light in through the staircase from the top so that the centre of the home is filled with light. It means the kitchen needs its own outdoor area where you can open up and connect to the outdoors. That's kind of how we started this process of planning, and I think when you come here you feel that sense of everything being in the right place at the right size. After that, the job we have is to then marry that together with the exterior of the building and to bring a level of detail and rigour to all the spaces. So it means well-proportioned rooms, beautifully detailed ceilings, integrated lighting, custom shelving, kitchens that aren't the same as every other kitchen you see in the world, but they just are highly functional and very beautiful. And I think that's what's successful about the project, is it on many levels tries to synthesise functionality, beauty, durability, and a great connection to the outdoors.